right, Matrixx and Rhodes Show fans, we're going to talk about Rachel Ziggler. We're going to talk about the Daily Wire a little bit. And, of course, Disney, or in this case of Rachel Ziggler, she has been, bloop, she's off a project. I love how everything is blamed on the SAG-AFTRA strike that's going on right now involving Hollywood. And we're going to talk about the fact that, oh my God, the left stream media is losing their minds over the Daily Wire's new Snow White movie, which is a double middle finger stone cold stunner straight to Disney's pie hole and Rachel Ziggler both. Of course, Disney is making a Snow White movie that we've seen pictures from, we've seen the leaks from, and it looks like dog shit. There it is. It looks like dog shit. It looks terrible. It is another one of Disney's woke failures that they're going to put out there, and it is going to bomb royally. Well, look, the Snow White story has reached public domain, so the Daily Wire has jumped out there and they're making a movie. And the left stream media shitbags over at the Mary Sue, yeah, any of you guys ever read that website? Probably not. Neither do I. But boy, they love to go after YouTubers. Well, anyway, so they're having a shit fit over the fact that Daily Wire, a conservative outlet owned by Ben Shapiro, is going to make a Snow White story. Too bad. Hollywood has been catering to you D-bags for the last 10 years, and because of that, box office returns have plummeted. Entire IPs have been wrecked for your shitty agendas. I mean, let's just be real. Star Wars worth nothing now. All right? Put something out involving Star Wars, watch it crash and burn. The Miss Marvel movie, the Marvels, whatever it is, do you really think that's going to do something? I hear Loki is terrible. She-Hulk's terrible. The MCU, the juggernaut known as the MCU, everybody's out on. Everybody's out. Nobody cares. So let's get to this very quickly, and then we'll get to the Mary Sue that is now making it their mission, of course, to attack what it is. And I just want to give you a little base here. Conservative media company The Daily Wire announced it is making a live-action Snow White movie following the right-wing backlash over, here we go with the left stream media here, Hollywood Reporter. Right-wing backlash over Disney's upcoming live-action Snow White. No, we just want a real Snow White story that actually respects the story that was originally made and put out instead of having some kind of an agenda, identity politics by your story, and that's exactly what the new Disney movie is. Titled Snow White and the Evil Queen, the movie stars YouTuber Brett Cooper as the princess in a movie based on the original Brothers Grimm fairy tale, which is now in public domain. Okay, so this leads the Mary Sue to actually attack this YouTuber, Brett Cooper, who's going to be in the movie, going to star in the movie, and the Mary Sue has decided they need to write a hit piece dogging this woman out because she agreed to work with the Daily Wire, and she's involved with the Daily Wire, and of course, that pisses the extremist lesbians off over at the Mary Sue. Yeah, I just come out and said it. I just put it out there. Why not? I mean, come on now. Or whatever. Maybe they're, I don't know. Are they trans? Are you transitioning, Mary Sue? Whatever you're doing, who cares? Trying to, quote, appeal to a Gen Z audience isn't easy because you can't nail down a demographic of any generation with such blanket terminology, but the Daily Wire sure is trying with somebody like Brett Cooper in their attempt at Snow White. The young woman is primed and ready to play their Snow White because they decided they can do it better. If you've seen Disney's products lately, yeah, they can probably do it better. Yeah, they probably can. As Disney's live-action remake of the animated classic approaches, but that's not Cooper's only Daily Wire gig. At 22 years old, Cooper's show at the Daily Wire is staged as though she's a commentator on a live stream, but the show is not live, nor is she actually doing anything with the comment section. Surely you realize that being a commentator means nothing, it has nothing to do with the comment section, but okay. That's what I'm literally doing right now, is providing some, commentary on actual stories. But I digress, and they know exactly what the hell they're doing here. The idea of her show, which started a year ago on the Daily Wire, was to give the outlet for those who don't subscribe to, quote, woke ideologies. Set up to look like she's streaming live on Twitch, the comment section with Brett Cooper makes little sense. The trailer for the show sets it up as if she's reading comments and making a statement on what, quote, leftists are saying are pushing back against liberal ideals, but in reality, she just picks up a topic of conversation and shares her opinion. Well, look, we give commentary all the time on comments on social media, and I'll kiss your ass in front of the damn courthouse on a Monday morning if the Mary Sue at some point don't actually do the same thing. Stop it. Stop it. So basically, every other video on the Daily Wire without any real change, except this time, they decided to get a young white girl. Is this a purple-haired black person doing this article? I'm just wondering. I'm keeping it real here. Decided, lesbian, probably. Maybe the Brittany Griner trifecta. Black, black woman, lesbian. My goodness. I'm sure they creamed themselves over Brittany Griner. Decided to get a young girl to be their parent instead of the same 3 white guys doing it, question mark. Cooper joins a pattern of Daily Wire hosts that seem to dominate the network. Failed actors / creatives bitter about Hollywood. So now they're trying to set it up as if Gina Carano hasn't been successful, which she has after the fact. Maybe those communist manifestos thrown at her were actually, quote, an actor prepares. You don't have to become a right-wing monster if you're bad at acting. Here we go with the hit piece. I mean, they get kind of ugly in here. All these videos on Cooper's channel are the same kind of talking points that failed actors and screenwriters like Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, and, quote, I refuse to work with the Daily Wire, but I still talk to them, Steven Crowder pull from, with only a superficial variation in the setup. Are you getting where this is going? Someone sitting at a table, bland background, lighting so stark on their face that you can see exactly how old they all look. With Cooper's videos, they're trying to make her look, quote, hip, so they have it set up like a live stream, even though it isn't one. You misspelled though with thought. It isn't one, so the entire concept is to just trick the audience with what she's doing. They're obviously now using Cooper's, quote, acting background for Snow White and the Evil Queen, but if you're supposed to believe that Cooper is live on the show or she is supposed to be selling any of these as her own ideas, well, I was a theater major myself and know what her acting style is, and it isn't any good. My goodness, what have you starred in? Last time I checked, you're writing articles for a left-wing rag magazine that if it was actually in print, I would wipe my ass after I took a shit with it. Stop it. Stop it. All of these just shows that the Daily Wire as a whole is a platform built on one simple idea, parrots the same ideas over and over and again to different audiences, hidden under whatever packaging might fool people. My goodness. Oh, the Mary Sue is cranked up. They have been a shitbag internet publication for as long as I can remember. So, we've got the Mary Sue out of the way. They go after Brett Cooper because she's gonna work with the Daily Wire. Look, at some point, non-woke Hollywood entities are going to start being very successful in movies. And some of these projects are going to end up getting very big. You've already seen some of that with the independent movement and the company around the Sound of Freedom and its success. All right? People are getting to the point where they don't give a rip about Hollywood or anybody in it. Okay? They want good acting. They want genuine stories. They want you to be respectful to IPs that they have grown to love. Pretty simple. Pretty simple stuff. Don't put a bunch of politics and blatant agendas in it, and people are good to go. They're going to end up supporting it. So Rachel Ziggler, the star of Disney's shit show, Snow White, it was also going to star in Paddington 3. Was going to star is the appropriate phrase there. Was as in no longer, as in see ya, as in don't let the door hit you in the A's. Paddington 3 has announced another cast change as Rachel Ziggler has been forced to drop out of the movie due to an ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike. Ziggler was set to play Gina Cabot in the threequel, which is officially titled Paddington in Peru. It sounds terrible, but okay. However, newcomer Carla Toas will now take over the role. As first reported by Hollywood Reporter, the film had previously continued filming without Ziggler. They said, bleep it. Let's just do it. Toas only has a handful of IMDb credits. She is best known for TV shows like 3 Days in Christmas, never heard of it, and 30 Coins, also never heard of it. Ziggler, who rose to prominence, really, in a starring role in West Side Story, didn't that bomb? And will be seen in the next Hunger Games. Oh, God, I saw a trailer for that last night during Monday Night Football. It makes you want to vomit everywhere. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Okay. And Disney's remake of Snow White. I mean, wow. So she's up. She's without a job there, okay? And, of course, it's being blamed on the strike because anything negatively towards anybody in woke Hollywood is going to be steered and blamed towards the strike now. That's just how they're getting down. Wow. So, yeah, the Daily Wire under some fire, as you can expect. As always, from the mainstream media, they're going to go after Ben Shapiro and anything Ben Shapiro does. And they went after Terror on the Prairie when Gina Carano was starring in it. Nick Searcy was a very good bad guy in that movie, who played, of course, the great Chief from the show Justified. He was in that film, and Cowboy Cerrone from the UFC was also in that movie. And it was good. I mean, it was a damn good Western. It was pretty brutal, too, you know? So far, so good. I mean, you're going to see a movement towards more, you know, conservative films, television shows, because people have said, we're going to speak with our wallets. And in case you notice, the two main players that have had their pocketbooks hurt is Disney. Don't believe me? Fire 8,000 people to try to get your money back. Or whatever it was. It was thousands. ESPN even caught some blow over that. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.